Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Narragansett Council and the entire Council Jamboree Committee, I want to extend a warm welcome to tonight's National Jamboree webinar. Thank you all for being here. We're thrilled to have you join us as we begin the exciting journey toward the 2026 National Jamboree. Our team has been working hard behind the scenes, and we're excited to share key details, important dates, and opportunities for scouts and leaders to be a part of this unforgettable experience. To kick things off, please enjoy this short video that captures the excitement and adventure of the National Jamboree.
It's all quiet now. But come July 2026, the Summit Bechtel Reserve in the wilds of West Virginia will be rocking to the sights and sounds of the 2026 National Jamboree. For 10 memorable summer days, scouts from all across the U.S. and beyond will pack this ultimate scouting destination to experience the adventure of a lifetime. It's 360 degrees of fun, friends, and fellowship, where you'll elevate your scouting experience and challenge yourself to try things you never thought you could. You'll elevate your network of friends, your leadership, and become the best version of yourself. Scouts and Scouters attending the Jamboree can explore 10,000 acres of all kinds of adventure sports, from gnarly bike trails and tracks to challenging skateboard parks and climbing. You'll beat the summer heat with numerous water activities like paddleboarding, kayaking, and an aquatic obstacle course. And besides, when's the last time you lived in an entire city of people your own age? Don't miss the experience of a lifetime. Join us and elevate your scouting experience at the 2026 Scouting America National Jamboree. Stay up to date on all the Jamboree happenings at jamboree.scouting.org.
That's definitely some exciting stuff. So tonight we plan on covering a few topics here. First will be the introduction to the Jamboree. The webinar is going to provide a clear overview of the National Jamboree for prospective participants and their families, what to expect at the National Jamboree from the time you leave prior to the Jamboree, travel, lodging, stops and visits, and of course the Jamboree itself. We'll cover what participants can expect. The 2026 National Jamboree overview, the program overview. Attendees will learn about the exciting activities and opportunities available during their Jamboree experience. Learn about the Narragansett Council contingent details, information on our logistics, the preparation steps that'll help you plan for successful participation, including cost, financial assistance, and fundraising. And finally, we'll wrap up with a Q&A. Please feel free to put any questions into the Q&A box. There is a Q&A at the bottom near the chat. We'll collect questions throughout the webinar and answer anything that went unanswered at the end. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce Narragansett Council National Jamboree Contingent Chairman Paul Patricio. Paul brings a vast knowledge base and experience, have attended the 2017 and 2023 National Jamboree as an adult leader for the Narragansett Council. Paul?
Thanks, Zach. That's a great presentation you started with. The video gets us all excited about the possibilities of the Jamboree. And we have a volunteer panel here made up of a group that has a passion for the Jamboree. They've been there before. They know all about it. They want to return as much as we can. But we're here to provide as much knowledge and enthusiasm for visiting the Jamboree as possible. I'm going to get hopefully all your questions answered. I'd like to, if I first go through the panel, we have Matt Keelick. He is our National Jamboree Promotions Chairperson. Any of the troop presentations you're trying to get signed up for, Matt will be the person. Next is Kathy Anderson. She attended the 2020 National Jamboree as a contingent leader, as well as Matt. Kathy was in charge of the female troop unit that went to the Jamboree in 2023. Wilbur Anderson, I think he has the most experience. He started going to the Jamboree as a scout, and it hasn't stopped since. He's now volunteering at Jamborees. Carol Feeney, she was at the 2017 National Jamboree as a crew leader. I remember those times many years ago, and traveling down on the bus, which we'll talk about shortly. And of course, we wouldn't be able to do any of this without our staff advisor, Zach Daigle. So it is my pleasure now to introduce our next panelist, Matt Keelick, the 2020 Jamboree attendee, as well as he is a Scoutmaster of Troop 303 in Swansea. Matt will give us some insight on what happens and what we can expect at the Jamboree. Matt, take it away, please.
Thank you very much, Paul. So the theme of the 26th Jamboree is Elevate. We'll focus on how we can elevate the scouting experience of each of the participants and the Jamboree staff team. The goal of the Jamboree is to help each person who attends the Jamboree in any way to elevate their view of scouting and have an experience that will help elevate them to continue to grow in scouting. It really is a way to energize everyone in what it means to be a scout. Jamboree will elevate your network through programs in the camp areas, elevate your adrenaline through high-octane activities, elevate your leadership through opportunities to learn leadership skills and put them into practice. And they will have a number of leadership demonstrations and briefings throughout the week. Elevate your service through a service project that benefits the local community. It reinforces one of the Summit Bechtel Reserve's purposes of helping to redefine scouting's adventure for the next century. Participants of the 2026 National Jamboree will experience that difference every day that they're there. The 2026 Scout Jamboree will be held at the Summit Bechtel Reserve. We call it the Summit. The Jamboree will be the 4th National Jamboree held at the Summit. It's in West Virginia's New Gorge region. It is 10,000 acres of scouting reserve. That's adjacent to 70,000 acres of federally protected national river area. An amazing outdoor recreation center. Thousands of scouts and scouters will explore all kinds of adventures, stadium shows, merit badge work, adventure sports, patch trading, and more in the heart of one of nature's greatest playgrounds. Every few years, the National Jamboree brings generations together through scouting's biggest showcase, and you don't want to miss this amazing experience. As the Jamboree happens only every few years, a scout typically only has 1 or 2 opportunities to experience the Jamboree as a youth during their time in Scouts BSA. The next one is not going to be until 2029. The tradition of the Jamboree delves into what it means to be a scout. For over 75 years, the National Jamboree has brought members from all over the country and the world together to share the bond that is scouting. Each Jamboree grows in numbers and in adventure, adding more and more activities to scouts to turn into memories. And you will be meeting scouts from all over the world. In fact, I am wearing a Class B from the Central Florida contingent. Why should you attend? You're going to experience 10 days of high energy activities, outdoor challenges, and personal growth. You're going to join tens of thousands of scouts, venturers, and leaders from across the country. Held at the Summit, a premier high adventure base with cutting edge infrastructure. You're going to be able to enjoy zip lining, mountain biking, climbing, shooting sports, water activities, and more. You're going to be able to meet scouts from different regions and backgrounds and build lifelong friendships. So we're going to travel down in clean, comfortable, air-conditioned buses with professional drivers, modern amenities. It's not necessarily going to be quiet, but it's a comfortable ride. All your gear and equipment is stowed underneath or in overhead bins. You don't have to worry about space. They will have regular planned rest stops for breaks, meals, stretching. You definitely want to make sure you take advantage of those stretching and using those restrooms, especially off the bus. It's a smooth, stress-free logistics. It's all taken care of by a professional company. They drive you exactly where you need to. You follow their schedule. There are no issues. In terms of camp life, there are up to 4 participant base camps. Each of those base camps is subdivided into subcamps. There will be particular commissioners for each of those subcamps and staff members to assist all the units with setting up, maintaining their time at camp, and helping them pack up. And in fact, when we go to summer camp, there's a Scoutmaster meeting every week. At the Jamboree, there is a Scoutmaster meeting every single night. They want to make sure that all the units have the latest information on what's going on at camp, the latest adventures, the latest changes to the schedule, any health issues. Information is constantly flowing out through the subcamp leadership. Food participants is of top quality, and there is a lot of it. All the units will be doing cooking as a troop and eating together as a troop. Typically, you'll break up into patrols, and specific patrols will take care of handling each of the meals, the preparation and cleanup. All of your lunches are actually trail lunches. Everything is distributed at breakfast. Scouts make their lunch for the day, and then they're off doing adventure. You probably won't see them again until the end of the day. The food team is committed to ensuring all scouts have enough of the right food and have a great experience. The Jamboree food team will aid youth leaders and staff who have special dietary requirements. You do need to make sure you let them know what those requirements are. Religious observances and chaplain services are available for youth leaders and staff of all faiths and coordinated by a chaplain of each faith. The safety and health of the youth, volunteers, and staff is a key component of the National Jamboree experience. This is a high adventure experience. At least one leader at each troop is required to have wilderness first aid training. We will elevate your well-being, aims to support the mental health and well-being of our scouts. They do have professional doctors on staff. They will be able to take care of stitches, x-rays, even casts. All that's done at the Jamboree. 2 youth participants will be rooming together in a tent. Youth sharing tents must be no more than 2 years apart in age. Same standard for all of scouting. Participation in the National Jamboree is a very, very, very physically demanding experience. Layout, grade, elevation of the site requires substantial walking as part of everyone's daily schedule. Do not underestimate the miles you will walk at incline on a daily basis. You will regularly be clocking in 20 to 25,000 steps a day. There are gravel paths, so everything is easily navigable and everything is well labeled. Participation at the National Jamboree will require one to be physically fit. Joining us next is Wilbur Anderson, who is no stranger to the National Jamboree and their programs, having attended both as a youth and Jamboree staffer. He's here to give us some insight on the programs at the National Jamboree. Wilbur.
Thanks, Matt. So the 2026 National Jamboree program is scouting on a whole nother level. It's a once-in-a-lifetime gathering that transforms everything you know about camping, troop events, and scouts. So it'll be a massive celebration of scouts with high adventure activities, national scale entertainment, and thousands of scouts from across the country. You're going to have activities from zip lining over treetops, trading patches with people from Alaska, or cheering on arena shows with 20,000 other scouts. Whatever you do, it's going to be unforgettable on a scale like you can't even imagine. So let's go through some of these adventure areas. They have a ton of activities. So here is Adventure Valley. So there is the rocks, which is rock climbing, low gear, cross-country mountain biking, the big zip line, which is now called the Alexander Eagle Flight, and lake kayaking. And nearby Thrasher Mountain, there is, as you can see in the picture, the park and the tracks, which has the first-rate skateboarding facilities at the summit, and the tracks also has the thrilling BMX course. Nearby, on top of the mountain, there's the Bows and Barrels, which has the widest variety of shooting sports that you have on offer at any scout camp. Shotguns, rifles, pistols, 3D archery, and sporting arrows. Okay, aquatic adventures. It's going to be hot, so you can cool off with boating, stand-up paddleboarding, or thrilling water reality obstacle course. There's multiple lakes, so some of these other lakes get you in with personal group, buddy pair, or even your whole patrol or your whole troop at once. Then there's also fishing, boating, stand-up paddleboarding, and advanced kayaking. Great ways to cool off. And there will be more information to come, but there will be an opportunity for an off-site whitewater rafting trip in the nearby New River Gorge. Okay, Summit Center. This is the big central area. All the base camps surround this. So this is the center, the heart of the Jamboree. From stadium shows to challenging games, outdoor skill building experiences, perspective changing programs, merit badges, and preview versions of adventure activities at Action Point and Boulder Cove, scouts and visitors will experience challenges across topics both familiar and new, finding hobbies and pursuits that bring them joy. Summit Center programs are offered by scouting organizations, corporate and nonprofit partners, professional and hobby organizations, conservation groups, government agencies, the military, and educational groups, all experts in their field. Here you can find the Jamboree trading posts, the console energy bridge, the sustainability treehouse, and all the scouting you can handle. You can also walk across the boardwalk, which goes up over the bridge and then back down under it, checking out Boulder Cove, which has climbing and rappelling, and visiting the exhibition areas around the Jamboree. The Summit Center, including Action Point, is also where visitors will come to experience the Jamboree with participants. Here they can get a small taste of what the Jamboree is all about. Okay, patch trading. This is a huge part of Jamboree. It will elevate you into the next level of networking with friends through one of the most long-standing traditions. So all great scouting events have patches, and Jamboree is no different. Bring some from your collection to trade, to share, or start a collection while you're there. If you're not into patches, it's still fun to hang out, meet new people, and walk around with your friends. It's a good time. So patch trading brings scouts together. Not sure what patches are worth. You can talk to scouts in your troop or the adults in the area, and they can definitely give you the lowdown and help you navigate the fun of patch trading. And they might even have a patch or two to get you started. And it's not just about scoring patches, it is about meeting scouts from all over the United States and beyond. All right, Jamboree is known for its stadium shows, so this Jamboree will elevate your energy through exciting show experiences. So they're planning on at least 2 full stadium shows, which will have all the scouts in attendance and with a huge celebration. They're planning on about 20,000 at least people, so that'll be really good. And smaller gatherings in each base camp will be going on. They call those the base camp bash or the base camp gatherings if they stick with what they've done before. So on evenings, they will have these shows that they're optional, but they're a lot of fun. So you don't want to skip them. And they get you a lot of opportunities to meet scouts in the area where you're camping that you may want to go on activities with from across the nation. And headliners for each show, along with special events taking place as part of the shows, will be teased as we get closer to the National Jamboree. We'll get more info. All right, the Jamboree does have merit badges. So we say it's Scout Camp. It is a place you can go and get some merit badges done. So they'll have some pretty cool things. In the past, they've offered welding, which is kind of unique. Plumbing, I know they've offered. You will also get a chance to see new badges that they haven't released yet. In the past, they've brought out the people who designed the badges and they show off new requirements, which is really sweet. Of course, it's not meant to be a advancement focused experience. You're not there to get a rank or a bunch of badges, but it is a cool activity. And if it's like really hot out, it's a good chance to cool down and come back with something really unique to show for it. Okay, hometown celebration. So this is a special day at the Jamboree where all the areas are closed and the units, groups, individuals, they get to share and show off these special elements from their hometown or home state, in our case, because we're Rhode Island, plus a little bit. Your heritage and history. As you can see, there's autocrat. So at the last one, they showed off their coffee milk, which is familiar to all of you, but pretty alien to someone from even like New York. So you get to show off these cool culture things and let people into your experiences, and then you get to see what they bring as well, which is like always really, really cool. Very creative. You get to see, you share with others, see what we, how we can come together. And there's also fun games in each subcamp that are designed to go with your buddy pair or your group, or like teams to get together and talk against the other troops. Yeah, in 2023, they went through dozens of gallons of milk, coffee milk, that they handed out, which is pretty crazy. There was a lot of demand for it, I heard. I didn't make it over there, but yep. Okay, Americana Extravaganza. So as you know, this is the 250th anniversary of America, or America's 250th. So the Sunday afternoon at the Jamboree, they're going to have this huge bash with stage performances, lawn games, civic leadership, and all this is going to come together to be a really crazy, cool, unique experience to celebrate this country. So there's going to have stage performances, which include military bands, demonstrations, and other performers on the main stage, lawn games like horseshoe, cornhole in the stadium also. And there will be chances for civic engagement as well. That those plans are still in the works, but we will see as we get closer. It should be cool. Very cool. Okay, service. Yeah, so Jamboree is also about service. A scout is helpful, and you're supposed to do your best to help other people at all times. So typically there will be a big service project at the national scale, or at least supporting the local people in West Virginia. The unit will get a half-day project, and we really have no information on what it'll be. Now, in the past, there's been some cleanup, like local cleanup. There's been making buckets for flood relief, but it's really depends on what they need in a bunch of months from now. So as we get closer, we'll know more about that. But right now we have no info other than there will be a big service project. And whitewater rafting. So this is one of those big activities that people come back and they have the picture and you get to make all your friends jealous. So it is an additional cost. It's on the New River Gorge, which is a national park. It's the second oldest river in the entire world. And these are real whitewater rapids. So there is actual guides and there will be a boat with people from your troop who you signed up with. And you get a lot of team bonding on the water and some great views and some good excitement. It's kind of like the signature experience. If I had to pick one thing, it's really cool. And that's like outside the property. So it's like a half day or a full day event. And we don't know all the details yet, but that's a super good activity and definitely like a flagship.
Thanks, Wilbur and Matt, for doing a great job of trying to explain in slides and a video of what it's like to be at the Jamboree. But folks, it's almost impossible to convey what it's like to be at the Jamboree. There's so much excitement. There's so many possibilities and things to do. One of the biggest questions you should have is like, who's eligible? How can I get to the Jamboree? How old do I have to be? So eligibility, you got to be at least 12 years old by the first day of the Jamboree and not yet 21 years old by the last day of the Jamboree. So this opens up a wide range of individuals, scouts, that can make it to the Jamboree. You must be currently registered as a youth program participant in Scouts BSA, venturing, or in a Sea Scouting unit. And you must meet the minimum health requirements for high adventure participation. Narragansett Council is providing 2 full male troops, which comprises of a total of 40 participants each, 4 adults, 36 youth, 36 scouts. So there'll be 2 full male troops and a half female troop, 20 participants, 2 female adults, 18 female youth. A total of 100 total participants. And if you haven't registered already, there's a list when you go through that registration process. We have limited seats. We can only send to this Jamboree 100 participants. So hopefully you in this audience, you are joining up tonight or in the near future to be one of those seats on that bus for once in a lifetime adventure. So some of the details getting down to the Jamboree, besides all the possibilities of the Jamboree. How are we getting you there? What are you doing while you're getting there? As mentioned before, this is the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This is a big deal. It coincides with the 2026 National Jamboree. When we say this is once in a lifetime, this is once in a lifetime. Where else can you go? And it's the same anniversary as the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So there is going to be lots to do, not only at the Jamboree, but before the Jamboree. Our contingents, as mentioned before, they'll be boarding buses. They're coach-style buses. They're the same buses that we've, bus company that we utilized for the past 2 Jamborees with the professional drivers. They know the ins and the outs. They know all the routes. And they know how to navigate through the cities with a coach-style bus. These guys are phenomenal. So what does it look like? Well, early Sunday morning is the departure day. We're going to meet at the Warwick Scout Shop, and then you hit the road to Washington, D.C. Scouts will meet at the Scout Shop in full Class A uniform, load the buses, take many, many pictures, kiss mom and dad goodbye for a few days, and get ready for this huge adventure. So they depart for Washington, D.C. They'll be staying in Washington, D.C. on Sunday night. Monday, they'll be exploring the National Mall in Washington, D.C. They'll basically be exploring everything that's available during that 250th anniversary. So Monday, Washington, D.C. Again, they'll be sleeping in Washington, D.C. at a very accommodating hotel. Tuesday, they'll get up, have breakfast at the hotel, head out, and troops will decide where they're going. There's also a possibility of doing some going to Arlington Cemetery and doing some wreath laying at this time. The units will have some leeway. They'll have some planning. The unit leaders will help the scouts plan what they want to do in DC. That's why it's important for us to build these units as quickly as possible so they can start functioning like a troop. On Wednesday, they're going to start heading down to the Jamboree. They're actually going to, Tuesday, they're going to be in Washington, then they're going to drive down to Beckley, West Virginia, where they're going to have we'll be at a conference center with a hotel. There's going to be several other scouting units from several other states. We're all going to have a huge banquet with entertainment, patch trading, and get ready to enter the Jamboree the next day. So Wednesday, they'll be staged into the Jamboree, which they're going to have that adventure. They're going to have all those possibilities. They're going to have a blast. I can't wait for your scouts to go. Then on Friday, July 31st, they're going to be packing up to head home, which it'll be a very early morning arrival at the scout shop. The scouts will have still so much enthusiasm and stories to share once they get home. So a little more detail, Washington, D.C., you'll be there 2 nights. The first night, when you arrive, there will be a guided illumination tour. The buses will stop. They'll get meals at a Uno Pizza. It's in the renowned train station. It's a buffet. From there, we're going to pick up the tour guides that'll take the units to an illumination tour of Washington, D.C. And again, they're going to have some choices to make on where they want to go, but they'll have guided tours, and coach buses will drive them through the city. These guys are unbelievable, and the tour guides that will explain and give the units choices. They're wonderful. They're over the top, and they're very knowledgeable. After the illumination tour, the buses will head to the hotel, in which we're going to try and corral all those scouts into rooms. There'll be 4 scouts per room, and 2 adults per separate rooms, all observing the barriers to abuse policies. And we're going to try and get them to settle down. There's going to be so much excitement. Usually there's patch trading happening already, but they'll try and get some sleep, wake up the next day, grab some breakfast, head into the buses again, and explore DC. Where they're going, they'll be able to make some choices. That night, again, hotel, wake up, and they're going to head to Beckley, West Virginia, which is a short distance from the summit. And the reason why it's done this way is because the Jamboree gives us certain time slices to bring our crews in so that they can set up and be registered and set up their sites. So we want to be in close proximity to the Jamboree. And Beckley and our tour guide has provided this wonderful place to have a buffet, to have entertainment, and to get staged for the next day to get into the Jamboree. Some of the items that you'll see that's included by going to the Jamboree are some National Jamboree duffel bag and a day pack. These will have the logos and the insignia for the 2026 National Jamboree. You cannot get this anywhere else. This is strictly for the 2026 National Jamboree. So by registering, by attending the Jamboree, you're getting some pretty cool swag just to begin with. Before I move on to some of the costs, I just like to try and relate a little story of how I attended the 2017 National Jamboree. So I have 4 children. My 2 older boys were in a troop, and I was a pretty new scoutmaster at the time, back in 2016. And as a youth, I was never able to attend a jamboree. And I'm not going to tell you my age, but I've been in scouting since the early 70s. When I heard about the jamboree and where it was going to be located, permanent location, this is going to be the 2nd jamboree at the Summit. I talked to my wife and said, this is an opportunity that our boys need to attend. And she said, all right, you got to do whatever you got to do. We're going to get him there, but you got to volunteer as an adult leader. So hence, short story, I was able to present myself to the committee and was selected as an assistant scoutmaster, and my 2 boys attended, and they have memories that lasted a lifetime, as well as myself. So having said that, I'd like to move on to the cost of the jamboree and the payments for the jamboree. So pretty much everything's included. You know, we got the logistics, we have the bus travel, we have the hotels, the cost of the jamboree. You know, you want to go zip lining, there's no extra cost. You want to go shooting at the ranges, there's no extra cost. You want to go to the waterfront, there's no extra cost. So we have all of this great stuff wrapped up, and luckily, you know, we have a panel of volunteers that know the ins and the outs of the logistics and how to get to the jamboree and how to have the best experience of the jamboree. And we have a great council to back us up. So cost of $3,400 per participant, which includes the admission to the 2026 National Jamboree, the round trip transportation, lodging, 6 meals ahead of the jamboree, some of the swag we showed you in the previous slide, that day pack, the duffel bag, the jamboree patches, the neckerchief. The troops will be designing their own contingent wicking shirts. There'll be a Narragansett Council limited patch set, Narragansett Council jamboree strip for a shoulder patch, jamboree name tag, and the all-important jamboree contingent troop numerals. There is a lot into going into a jamboree. You get a lot. The scouts get a lifetime of memories, including the adults. Everyone you see here in this panel is so passionate about the Summit and the jamboree experience. We're hoping that, you know, all of you can sign up and attend this jamboree, but there is only 100 lucky few that can. So how the costs are broken down. There is a $250 non-refundable deposit due at registration. And I want to thank Zach for making arrangements, talking to council to get this kind of pricing strategy and payment strategy set forward. So it makes it easier for parents to register and to also make those payments in 2 other payment methods. So there's going to be a lot of planning around this, but basically when you register for the jamboree, it's a $250 non-refundable deposit, and then there'll be 2 other payments, 50% due February 1st and 100% due no later than April 10th. As you can see in the fine print, there is a refund policy. We're going to print that out for you. We're going to make sure that everyone sees it. But the $250 is non-refundable. And hopefully none of you will have to go and register and ask for a refund because of some real critical reason. We're hoping all of you can make it there. If there's, we're going to have a Q&A at the end of this. So any questions on the refund policy certainly can be asked then. Our next slide is talking about financial assistance. National does have some scholarships that they're promoting, as well as Narragansett Council. Both of these financial assistance will not pay for the entire Jamboree. They're meant to help people get to the full payment, to get you over the top and get you to the Jamboree. Remember, a scout tries to pay his way. So there are two provisions, plus a scout paying their way. There's going to be talk of some of the fundraising that units can do, scouts can do. And our next panelist, Kathy Anderson, will be able to talk more about fundraising and some other topics. So Kathy attended the 2023 National Jamboree as the Scoutmaster for the girls unit, the female unit. She has lots of fond memories, and if you haven't figured it out, Wilbur is her son, and he's just all about the Jamboree. Kathy, can you please enlighten us on some of the fundraising that might be available for this Jamboree?
Thank you, Paul. I'll be happy to do that. This year, we are going to do a popcorn sale for any of the troop members for the contingent to do. This is going to be online only. You will not have product in your hand. You will not have to go door to door. It will be all online. So for all these scouts who love to be on the computer making your account, this is a perfect opportunity for you to earn money. If you sell $1,000 worth of popcorn online, you will earn $400 towards the Jamboree. That is a 40% total commission credited to you. This can only be used as part of your contingent fee. And if you make more and you have extra because you paid some of yours, you will get that refunded difference. So if you sell $3,000 worth of popcorn and you earn $1,200, but you paid your Jamboree, you will get that $1,200 back, which will be very helpful for you at the Jamboree and for extra things. You cannot credit your commission to your unit. That is the only thing that you can't do with it. The next slide, which is kind of important, talks about our pre-Jamboree troop meetings. Here's a picture of one of the troops getting ready to get on the bus super early. We got to see the sunrise from the scout shop. And we hope to begin those meetings as early as November of this year. These meetings are a vital part of preparing for the Jamboree experience. Here's why. We will be team building. We are hoping to get these 40 scouts and adults in the boy troops and the 20 in the girl troop to become a troop. This is in addition to your home troop. This is your Jamboree troop. We will cover essential details like how to pack and the travel logistics and the behavior that's expected and the safety protocols. We will talk about gear and uniforms and paperwork because prior preparation makes for a smooth departure and smooth trip. You will have the opportunity as part of a Jamboree troop to take on leadership roles and contribute to the group planning. We're going to enforce the values of responsibility, preparedness, and teamwork. This is a great idea if you're in a troop where it's hard to get leadership roles. Meetings will also provide a chance for the families to ask questions and understand itinerary and feel assured about the experience that their scout is going to embark on. They're not just logistics, these meetings. They're a foundation for a successful, safe, and memorable Jamboree. We encourage full participation of everyone to make the most of their Jamboree troop meetings. Some of them will be fun, some of them will be learning, but they will all help make a stress-free and safe trip for everyone. And that is all of my part. Back to you, Paul.
Thanks, Kathy. Great job. Again, if there are any questions, we have a Q&A open, and you certainly can ask those questions. And we will be running this same webinar again tomorrow. So if you missed it and you want to rejoin it, you certainly can tomorrow. And there'll be a place where, again, you can ask the Q&As. There's also plenty of locations, QR codes. Our information will be posted on where you can ask questions and how you can register and get filled out for joining the Jamboree. And just becoming a Jamboree contingent scout, it is so exciting. The possibilities are endless. We're really happy that a lot of you could join tonight and you're interested in joining the Jamboree. This is more than just a trip. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's going to shape memories, friendship, and leadership skills for years to come. Even if you're just thinking about going, or you have questions, now is the time to ask. Spots are limited, and we want you to be part of this incredible journey. Again, we're looking for scouts and adult leaders. There's 100 spots that are not available, but there's 100 spots that we can take on the 2 buses to the Jamboree. So they will be filling, and hopefully before December, before January, most of those positions will be filled. Those spots will be filled. If you have questions and they have not been answered, please feel free to submit them in that chat. We'll be happy to connect to you. There is contact information, QR codes, and a web page that'll be displayed shortly. We're going to be entering a Q&A session very soon. Please don't let this opportunity pass for you. Be bold, be ready, be part of something unforgettable. Elevate your scouting experience. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul, and thank you everybody on the committee for a great webinar presentation. We're going to leave this page up here during the Q&A. It has contact information for our committee chair, Paul, promotions chair, Matt, and myself as the staff advisor, as well as the web page where all the information mentioned in tonight's webinar, as well as the QR code to get you there. Following the webinars, we'll be posting the recordings to these web pages as well, so you can share them with your units, other families, and other interested parties. So if you have questions, please throw them into the Q&A now. If we don't get any questions, then I guess we'll take a minute here and allow people to submit anything, and then we'll take a few minutes here and get into adult contingent leader information for those of you who are on the webinar who are interested in being an adult. So hopefully we had some questions that come in. Otherwise, I find it hard to believe, but we did a really good job of providing as much information as possible. So thank you to everybody on the committee for their input into tonight's webinar. Couldn't have done without you. We're not seeing any questions come in. Carol, have you seen anything?
Nope, I have not seen a single question come in.
All right, so I guess we can probably just move along here. So we'll get on to the next slide. So this next portion here is going to be about our adult leadership positions, and I'll turn it back over to Paul.
Thanks, Zach. We truly appreciate your time and interest in attending this webinar, entering this, adult session. Hopefully, we've sparked a lot of interest. If you think that, wow, this Jamboree is something I really want to do, but I've never done it before, I don't think I have the skill sets, please reach out to us, talk to us, ask questions. I was that same person back in 2016 as a pretty new scoutmaster with two young boys. And I talked to the committee, the panel back then, and fortunately I was selected, and I can't tell you what an experience it's been ever since. So with that, I'd like to invite Carol to read the next couple of slides and maybe spur your interest, answer some questions. Hopefully that Q&A starts filling up.
All right, thank you, Paul. And I'll kind of echo what Paul just said there. I had never envisioned myself going as an adult leader to a national jamboree. As much as I grew up in scouting and love scouting, an event of that magnitude just never appealed to me. I don't like huge crowds. I was approached prior to the jamboree because I had a female that joined the quarter venture crew going down, and they needed a female leader to go. And I said yes, and then got my daughter to join as well, and ended up having an amazing time, despite there being thousands and thousands of people there. And the 2017 Jamboree was huge. So it is an amazing time. So even if you're hesitant about it, I say go for it. It's an incredible journey. So let's talk a little bit about what it looks like to go down as an adult leader. We're going to cover the following topics over the next few slides. What the role of a contingent leader entails, key responsibilities before, during, and after the Jamboree, the impact you'll have on scouts and yourself, and learn about the discounted rate for adult leaders. So what is the committee looking for in an adult leader for the council contingent? Choosing the right adult leader ensures a safe, enriching, and unforgettable Jamboree experience for everyone involved. We're looking for commitment and passion for mentoring and guiding scouts. We're looking for strong leadership and teamwork skills. This includes being able to lead by example and foster a positive, inclusive environment. It also includes working well with other adults and youth and promoting collaboration and respect. Experience in scouting, familiarity with BSA policies, safety protocols, and outdoor program standards. Being adaptable and the ability to problem solve. You can stay calm under pressure and respond effectively to unexpected challenges. Be flexible and resourceful in a fast-paced, high-energy environment. Be excellent at communication. Clear, respectful, and encouraging communicator with both youth and adults, and able to relay information, expectations, and feedback constructively. Logistical reliability. This includes willing and able to attend pre-Jamboree meetings, trainings, and planning sessions, as well as organized and dependable with paperwork and deadlines. And finally, a positive role model. Demonstrates Scouts' values in everyday actions, as well as inspires Scouts through integrity, enthusiasm, and a genuine love for the program. What are the key responsibilities? Provide leadership and oversight. To serve as role models and guide youth through daily activities, ensuring safety, morale, and positive behavior. to support pre-Jamboree preparations, assist with promotion, recruitment, and training before the event to ensure Scouts are ready and informed. Coordinate troop operations. You'll work with the youth leaders and fellow adults to manage scheduling, logistics, food preparation, and campsite organization. Ensure health and safety, monitoring well-being, conduct bed checks, and maintain communication with medical staff and subcamp leadership. Facilitate program participation, help Scouts engage fully in Jamboree activities, from adventure programs to sustainability efforts and record keeping. Serve as a role model, demonstrate Scout values through personal example, fostering a respectful, inclusive, and enthusiastic troop culture. And have fun. This is for adults to have fun as well and embrace the adventure. While supporting youth and managing logistics, adults should also enjoy the Jamboree's energy, activities, and camaraderie. It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for leaders as well. What impact will you have? Mentorship and role modeling. Adult leaders set the tone for the behavior, leadership, and Scout spirit, inspiring youth through example and guidance. So your attitude sets the tone for everything. Safety and well-being. They ensure the physical and emotional safety of the troop, handling health concerns, logistics, and daily check-ins. When I went, my daughter had the most health issues. I'm just going to say that one. Empowering youth leadership by working through youth leaders like the SPL and patrol leaders. Adults help Scouts grow in confidence, responsibility, and teamwork. Creating lifelong memories. Their support enables Scouts to fully engage in the Jamboree's adventure, fun, and friendship, shaping experiences they'll never forget. Building a cohesive troop culture. Adult leaders foster unity, morale, and respect, helping the troop function smoothly and positively throughout the event. And supporting program success. From food prep to scheduling and sustainability, they manage behind-the-scene operations that make the Jamboree run seamlessly. All right, now down to the nitty-gritty for the adult leaders. The cost. So for adult leaders, the cost is $2,900 per participant, the additional $200 after October 31st. It includes all the same things as it does for the youth participants: admission, round-trip transportation to and from the Jamboree, lodging and 6 meals ahead of the Jamboree, the day pack, 2 participant patches, at 1 neckerchief, 2 contingent wicking shirts, 1 duffel bag, 1 contingent limited patch set, 2 Jamboree council strips, 1 name tag, and 2 contingent troop number patches. And now, again, if we have any questions and answers, or questions, and we'll give you the answers on being an adult participant. As I think we'd all agree, it is a fantastic time. I would highly recommend it. I had a blast when I went down. And I think any of the other adult leaders that went down here would echo that sentiment.
Absolutely, Carol. I mean, I think that's why we're all on this panel, is because we are so passionate about the Jamboree and about Summit Bechtel and getting Scouts and adults down there. We want the next generation of adults to keep this going, passing on that torch, getting just the feeling of walking through the Jamboree. It's unbelievable. You cannot describe it in any words, pictures, or slides. You have to be there. Thank you. Zach?
There is one question now.
Yeah, we got a question here. I recalled you saying the participants are 12 to 21. Are 18 to 21 Scouts adult leaders or still participating as youth? So I can take that answer. So there is a participant option for 18 to 20-year-old scouts. They can't be 21 yet. That is to serve for Sea Scouts and venture crew members. There will be a programmatic attendee option for that age group. So they won't be considered adult contingent leaders. They'll be considered adult program participants. And I hope that answers your question, Steph. But if we don't have any other questions, do any other members of the committee want to impart some closing thoughts here?
Well, I just want to make sure everyone has access to our contact information in this QR code if they do have any further questions. We obviously want you to get us there for troop presentations. Let us talk to your committees. Let us talk and present in front of your troop and share the excitement of how they can participate at the Jamboree and, work out different ways that they can enjoy the magic.
Well, I'll leave this up here for a minute here, Paul. But I just want to extend my thanks again to not only the committee for their participation in the development of this webinar, but all their time, effort that goes into the planning portion of attendance at the 2026 Jamboree for our council contingent. While it generally starts about a year and a half to 2 years in advance, those 2 years creep up quick, and before you know it, the bus is departing from the scout shop in Warwick. So it takes a lot of time, effort, logistical challenges, and commitment on the behalf of the committee. So I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of them. I also want to extend a thanks to all the participants on the call tonight. Thank you for tuning in and hearing everything that the committee and myself had to say about the Jamboree. We hope that you can take it back to your unit, to your family, to your scout, make informed decisions, and hopefully we can get as many participants from your units and from your family as possible. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of the contact information here on this slide. More information is available on the web page on the bottom of the slide, and you can use the QR code to navigate there. But I hope to hear from everybody soon. I hope to see some registrations coming in, and I hope everybody here has a good night. Thank you.